Good morning, it's Friday morning, the sun is shining, it's a bit breezy this morning, but it's not a bad day. I think further north they're getting a bit of bad weather, but we're alright here at the minute, and hopefully it'll be alright tomorrow. What have I got on today? Taking them into the hospital for another eye check. Basically this is a follow-up eye check to the original one where they found a brain tumour. So hopefully, well, because she had the double vision, she says she doesn't have that anymore, but get a proper check and confirmation and get the thing that's taken off her glasses like a prison thing. So yeah, so that's this morning. So in the meantime, because it's about 9, half 9 we have to be in, and obviously got to get him through rush hour. So what I'll probably do first off is just mess about, catch up on a bit of my editing, get that done, see if I can get another day sorted and I can get it posted up. And then once I get back, then I can get into the workshop. I've got all those blades surface ground, so I can start working on them. Oh yeah, a bit more leather work for those knife sheaths. Those two are causing aggro. So I'll catch up, hopefully once I'm back from hospital. Right, we'll see you in a bit. So not a very productive morning. I spent 3 hours in DRI just for them to get her eyes tested, which not much more than what you could do at Specsavers, I suppose. But yeah, so and then a quick run to B&Q to get a couple of bits. So that was his morning done. I finally got some finished off the editing. I'm just rendering down the video. I can get that posted up soon as sort of a thumbnail. So I finally got back into the workshop, and the first thing I'm going to do is sort out these knife sheaths, and I'll show you what my next stage is with that. Just realised I haven't got my tripod, so I'll just go and find one. Found it. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is put on this, which is Resolene, which is like an acrylic wash. I put that on the inside of my sheath. So I've got some already poured out into a jar. Dolmio jar, if you're interested. Get a dauber, and all I do is I put it along the inside. And the idea of this is to make a waterproof coating on the inside of the sheath. It's only a thin sheet. It's nothing too amazing, I don't know. It's just, again, it's one of those things I've always done, and I've never had any problems otherwise. It just helps with, if you do get a bit of water in there, it helps the runoff down the bottom. So that's the idea, I suppose. So, like I say, it's what I do. Just got to give it a good soaking so it soaks into the leather. I just got to be careful that I don't get it on the outside, because it'll just end up darkening off a certain spot. It's like almost like putting glue onto something. My mates will be back from the Alps trip that I should have been on, but the Tour de Mont Blanc. They said it was a bit of a grueler though. So as Rob says, it's a tough walk to do in 10 days. And they did it in 8. So I don't know, did I save myself from the bullet? I don't know. I would have rather have been there, but it's alright. So there we go. It's all coated on the inside and also along the belt loop as well. I found that just helps any dye leaching out of it. So that's that bit sorted. I'll just get this other one sorted while you, I don't know, twiddle your thumbs or something. Right, they're all both done. The next job I need to do is glue them up. And I need my wedging tool to open my, excuse me, to open my glue. There must be something here somewhere. Oh, just a minute. Found it. So I'm going to, let's get the old glue off this spatula. Perfect. Open the glue up. It's opened. I'm going to change this camera angle, I think. Bang it over here. Probably see us miles away. Again, it's gluing all the knife, gluing the sheath up. So welt and the other side of the sheath. good coating. This is contact adhesive, so you've got to leave it to dry for 5 minutes or so, just so it sticks better, bonds better. It's one of those where you've actually got to get it to dry first before you stick it together. It seems a bit counterproductive, as opposed to using PVA glue or something like that when you're sticking stuff together at school. Right, got my scrap bits of leather. These are for... if you're wondering what that was on my phone. I need that for clamping the leather up, so I'm not marking the leather. While I'm leaving that to dry for a bit, I'm going to get my grinder set up, because the next thing I can do is start grinding those bevels onto the row stalkers and muntjac catchers. I ain't got that long until I've got to go and pick daughter number 2 from the car park that I pick her up from. She'll be alright on bus, but the bus services around here are horrendous, and it takes, I don't know, takes about 40 minutes to do a 10-minute journey. So I'll go and pick her up in an hour or so. Yeah, so I'll get sorted over there. Right, I'm actually probably about an hour or so later. Just seems to be one of them days. So I was just about to set up the grinder, and I could hear that Terry had turned up because he was picking a knife up. So went to had a chat with him. Obviously, kettle's always on at our house, so it's always time for a brew. So I had a brew, bit of a chat, and then it was time to pick daughter up. So I went to pick the daughter up, and then so finally I've got back, and then realised I ain't actually stuck me knife sheaths together. Luckily, not much of a problem. I'll just put some more glue on and line them all up. So I've just done them, just sorted my grinder out. Now I'm just got to stick them together. So I'll line them up. I'll put a bit of leather on either side, just to protect, like I say, protect the from getting any well, marks from the clamps. Clamp them all up, line them up the best you can. There's always a little bit of give. Like I say, for leather, I think that's why the benefit is for leather that it's forgiving. You can always manipulate it into working into the position that you want it, and basically just clamp it all up. A twist, so I can just put that onto one side. If I can find a bit of space on my bench, like so, and then I can get this other one put together as well. I don't know if he showed you, I've got all the knives yesterday all ground, surface ground, so these are all, like I say, ready for bevels. There we go. So all looking quite nice. They're up to now 320 grit, so ready for putting the bevels on. I need to put the edges on, well, blew the edges off, and I put a scribe line down centre, just to give me an idea where I'm grinding up to. It doesn't matter too much because I'm using a jig. That means I can, as long as both sides are the same depth, I know I'm doing them right. These are the pine cones that I did, that I eventually took out of the oven. They're ready now for, I just need to get that little bit of resin off the end of them. Well, they'll need a wash, and then I need to put them in resin, so that's another job that I need to sort out. But I need to put them into a mould and then warm them up over an hour or so to about 65 degrees. That seems to work best for the resin. Maybe for one of them needs to be like a tricolour. One of them I've got to make like a handle like Terry's knife, so I'll put a picture up of Terry's knife, which is a bit psychedelic, but definitely one that you'll be able to find if you drop it. And then obviously these I've got to clean up, so I might as well crack on with them. So I'll get these blades out of the way, get my pine cones to one side, and I'll clean these three blades up. Right, so these edges. So with the acrylic pen, I can just run down. Does way of making it easier doing this, and then I just puts a, I don't know if you can just see it, blue line on it. Right, now I've sorted those out, I'm going to put a scribe line onto them as soon as this blue's dried rather. There are a number of different ways of putting a scribe line onto a blade. You can get a marble board that's nice and flat, it's been ground flat, and use a scribing tool to make a perfect scribe down the centre. Obviously, I'm a Yorkshireman, and that just seems to be an extremely overpriced way of doing it. So I'll show you how I do it. Obviously, I don't need it as much, it's just there for a guide for me, but it's a method that works, that's definitely cost effective. Right, so they're all blades with all the fronts of them blued in. I use, you can just see, there we go, 3mm drill bit. Just something fairly simple, hardened end so it can scribe. So, all on it. And then I've got obviously the worktop, which is just a kitchen worktop that I've got for set up in my workshop. Right, let me change the camera angle. Get my drill bit, hold it flat on the table, pin my knife to it, and just run it down, get it on the opposite side, run it back. And there we go, I've got a faint line, don't know how well you can see it on there, hold it steady, that's in the centre of the blade. And that's all I need to be able to start my blade off. Once I get so far, I end up bluing over the top of it anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. So I'll just go work my way through all these lot. Right, that's all those ones done. Now these are my muntjac catchers, and the difference is muntjac catchers are made out of 2.5mm steel as opposed to 3mm steel. So once I go through one of these, you might be able to see there's a very slight parallel line. I'll try and zoom in onto it so you can see. I actually prefer the parallel lines to having a single line. I like to have a little space in the centre, so at least I know if I work my way up to one line, work my way up to the other line on the opposite side, I've got like a nice width in between to where I'm going to put my final bevel. Same again, just finish these ones off. There we go, and that's now all them blades ready for grinding. Evening. Well, I'm back out again. What I have noticed is that they've gone and baled all grass, so all grass is up. So that should give us a bit more visibility, because last time there was one curled up in grasses. Never even saw it get curled up. Only saw it through thermal, and then I was a bit umming and ahhing if I could see it through scope or not. It looked like it was, but because it's a digiscope, it wasn't that clear. So I think, the thing is, I don't know which way wind direction is at the minute. I'll go out a bit first, see which way wind direction's going, and then work out where I'm going to go. Yeah, right, let's go and get set up. Well, that was a successful evening. There was probably a couple of clips. Oh, I've done that again. There we go. But I might be able to make a small video out of it, basically, because I think I might have managed to switch the video on the video on my scope on a couple of times, so I might have something to be able to make of it. If I have, there'll be a bonus video for today, so keep a lookout for that. But other than that, guys, thank you very much as usual for watching. Something I want to try and do, I'm going to ask for over the next few days, if anybody's got any questions or anything regarding me knife making, leatherwork, anything like that, shooting that I do, just either send it to me via one of the email addresses that's in the description, either through socials, through Facebook or Instagram, or just even put something below. I'm thinking about doing a question and answer thing or question and answer session for the last video, if I get enough questions and it makes it worthwhile. So if you've got anything, just put it down there and I'll try and sort something out. But other than that, guys, thank you very much, and I will see you tomorrow.